Hello, I'm Lauren Southern here with Faith Goldie, and we have gotten a ton of requests to discuss the Conservative leadership race here in Canada. And we wanted to do something a little more fun so our American audience could engage as well. So we have started a list comparing all of the American candidates in the race for the GOP to the Canadian candidates. But before we get to that, let's discuss our current situation we have now to show people what we have to deal with.
Yeah, okay, so our current situation is Justin Trudeau, our Prime Minister. A lot of ego, a lot of hair. This is what we have to deal with on a regular basis.
The question is not, why does Justin Trudeau suddenly not love his country? Because the question is ridiculous. I live this country in my bones every breath I take, and I'm not going to stand here and somehow defend that I actually do love Canada, because we know I love Canada.
So right now, the Conservative leadership race is a bit of a clown car. There are 14 different guys and girls in there. One of them, hopefully, will come into power to dethrone Justin Trudeau, because besides being really annoying, a virtue-signaling globalist, he's also running our country into a massive amount of debt, from a surplus to a projected $1.5 trillion of a deficit.
The budget will balance itself.
Famous Justin Trudeau words, actual quote, not Zoolander. All right. Let's get this party started. Who's who, Lauren?
We are starting with Chris Alexander. And who did we put matched with Chris Alexander?
Jeb Bush.
All right, so he has a fantastic history. He's from good stock, got all the right stripes.
Yeah, except he's very low energy. So you might notice that Chris Alexander looks a lot like Niles Crane from Frasier, but Niles at least had a little bit more personality and made you want to watch him on TV. Chris Alexander is very smart, has held several different very important portfolios, but just doesn't connect like Jeb.
Yeah, you'll see his history and you're like, wow, like Jeb, the son of all of these amazing people,
good
his
stock,
family,
smart
everything
guy.
is supposed to be perfect there, and then you watch him on TV and...
When I heard people switching from an otherwise very passionate but civil meeting that had been going on, including during my much longer speech of 10 minutes, to this chant that came from south of the border, that was unpleasant in every way, I was shocked. I was taken aback.
Maybe if we put an exclamation point at the end of his name, though, like Chris, like Jeb, it'll bring some energy. No? Okay.
All right, you start with this one. I can't.
Okay, the next one is Michael Chong, or as I like to call him, Cheech. Who do we match him up with, Lauren?
John Kasich Cock, because this guy is a liberal. He is just a straight up liberal running for the Conservatives.
Okay, so a little bit of context for our American International viewers. One of the major issues, a policy debate in Canada right now, is something called a carbon tax. So there's pixie dust all around us. We can't see it, we can't feel it, but we're supposed to pay for it. It's going to be a tax on everything, and every single Conservative in this clown car is against it, except for Cheech. He's all about the carbon tax. He's also a huge lover of being just adored by the media, much like John Kasich.
The white supremacists!
Actual clip, roll it.
Oh my goodness.
L'un côté, nous avons un candidat qui a suggéré que les immigrants sont anti-canadiens.
Immigrants aren't Canadian,
examen.
anti-Canadian,
They
and they gave
insist that it's
examples.
not race baiting or anti-immigrant, but just yesterday, their campaign was endorsed by a white supremacist group called the Council of European Canadians. We have another candidate who stood idly by while protesters were chanting to lock up the democratically elected Premier of the province of Alberta.
He just loves to virtue signal against all those evil Pepes and white supremacists, and he wants the carbon tax. He's literally a liberal running for the Conservatives. It makes no sense. Drop out right now. Just drop out.
But you know who's not afraid of Pepe? Kelly Leach, our next candidate. So who do we match Kelly Leach up with?
Little Marco.
Little Marco. So we have to tell you something about Kelly Leach. Kelly Leach was originally seen as the Donald Trump in our race because she said things like drain the canal. So awkward.
Like, everyone likes the canal, though.
It's not a
like,
swamp,
she
Kelly.
actually said in the email during the canal, like, I don't mind Kelly that much, but the virtue signaling as Donald Trump, trying to be Donald Trump and saying, I don't mind her saying we need to screen immigrants, yada, 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 but she's not Donald Trump. And she's not what she's trying to portray herself
okay,
as.
so the same way that Marco Rubio did a lot of Hispandering, if you will, that was like pandering to the Hispanic vote, being like, my mama was Cuban, see, like I'm like one of you. Kelly Leach is like, yeah, like I kind of have some roots in Fort McMurray, which is like oil town, a lot of oil patch kids there. And she's like, yeah, I'm one of you guys. Like, I'm just like you guys. It's like, no, you're not. You have a doctor in front of your name. You're well known for like going into hissy fits and screaming at your staffers because they don't address you as Dr. Kelly Leach. You're not the Archie Bunker vote. You are an elite, even though you rally against them. So you're basically not very believable, and your voice kind of sounds like this.
As I said on Wednesday at our debate, I would abolish any carbon tax that the Trudeau government brings forward. You know, this tax will be an enormous burden on Canadians, and I would abolish it immediately.
Like, if she got picked, I wouldn't be devastated, but
True,
that
fair
voice,
point.
That voice.
Fair point. I wouldn't be devastated, but I don't think she would win.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, now a fan favorite, can we say it? And if you don't know about this guy yet as a Canadian, you need to look into this gem. Okay.
It's great.
Deepak, I can't ever pronounce his last name.
Obrai? Wow.
Obrai.
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 Deepak.
Okay, Deepak.
We'll go with Deepak.
All right, so guess who we matched up with?
Bobby Jindal for no particular reason.
None whatsoever.
No, but seriously, the two of them are both perfect examples of what beautiful assimilation is. Now, Bobby Jindal is second generation, but still his family came from India. Deepak, India as well. But this man, look at the picture of him.
He wears a white Calgarian cowboy hat. Like, he wears a Stampede hat. This guy is more Canadian, more like roughneck Albertan than anyone I know. He's rock and roll. He also has that, like, I come from a family, you know, we're Greeks. We have a little bit of immigrant flavor, if you will. We're not afraid to tell people to shut up. This guy tells journalists to shut up. He told our own prime minister to act more Canadian.
Yes. Just watch.
Canadians don't go looking for jobs and asking for nannies to be given to them to take care of their children. Act like a Canadian.
Okay, and you thought that was good. Watch this man's reaction when someone suggests we are bringing in fewer refugees right now.
So we've had less refugees come into this country. We've had less family reunifications.
Okay, next up, Rick Peterson. Never heard of him? Don't worry, we basically never have either. But we did go through great pains to match him up with someone.
George Pataki?
Both irrelevant. All right, moving right along. All right, Lisa Raitt. Can I take over this one?
Yes. Please
Okay,
go ahead.
Carly Fiorina, and no, not just because they both have similar genitalia.
Oh, I was going to say that was my reason for
Oh.
picking it, but
Okay.
okay, go ahead.
We'll agree to disagree. Carly Fiorina was awesome and respectable and kind of was a self-made woman. I loved her, honestly. I loved her campaign. I hated how it devolved at the end and became a massive never Trump thing going on. Lisa Raitt, same thing. Self-made woman, total boss. Kind of want to show you this amazing clip. Okay, I gotta set up the clip here. So it's like a night of politicians and journalists, and Elizabeth May, who is the head of our country's Green Party, bunch of tree huggers, really it's only her. She got a little bit drunk, and then she got up to the microphone and started talking about a Canadian terrorist, Omar Khadr, whose actions actually led to the death of a U.S. medic, Christopher Spear. For some reason, the left loves this terrorist. And so she's up there, she's talking about the terrorist, she's drunk. Lisa Raitt is the blonde babe who tries to save the day. Watch it.
Like every now and then I wake up thinking about, Lisa, you've got to wait. Lisa, I wake up thinking about a horse is a horse, of course. This morning I wake up thinking this. Why am I thinking this? Do you guys wonder? Liz, hang on.
I gotta say, a little awkward.
Super awkward, but I think that Lisa's a boss. She even tries to help out the enemy, but she's made an enemy of Kevin O'Leary, who we'll get to in a little bit, and that's what makes me kind of, she's like Carly Fiorina, you should have just stood on your own soapbox as opposed to wagging your finger at someone else. Okay, next.
Next, we have Andrew Shearer. Now, who did we match Andrew with?
Ted Cruz. I think it's, Ted Cruz was kind of like a safe second choice for everyone. Even if you were a Trumper, you're like, yeah, if Ted wins, it's not the end of the party. It's not the end of conservatism.
You never saw a Never Ted movement.
No, there was no Never Ted movement. I think that Andrew Shearer, a lot of people would be okay with him leading the party. He's played it smart. He's got a long legislative, history working in our legislature. He was former Speaker of the House. He's a boss. He's also really tall. I know that you think that doesn't matter, but our prime ministers would probably be willing to guess around 6'1", 6'2". When two guys are beside each other beside a podium, you can't have a huge height difference. Yeah. I'm sorry, but these things matter.
Height does matter.
He looks good.
I gotta say, on the scale of cute to creepy, although there are a lot of similarities between Ted and Shearer, he's way closer to the cuddly cute end of the spectrum. Just watch this.
Speaker, the minister thinks that tracking a topic on Twitter is a better way of consulting Canadians than holding a referendum. #logical. Their motion gives Liberals on the committee total control of the process to fundamentally change the way Canadians vote. #that seems fair. We know Liberals don't respect Parliament, and now we can see that they don't respect Canadians either. #arrogance, #out of touch, #disrespect.
Yeah, hard to dislike him. He's a cutie. Nice guy. Wish him the best. And I think he actually has a really good chance of doing very well. It's a ranked ballot system, we should mention. The vote is going to be in May, so we're only a couple months away. Ranked ballot, which means people's number 2s and 3s are going to matter, and I think that's going to give Andrew Shearer a great amount of possibility going forward. Okay, next up is Erin O'Toole, and we put him down as Ben Carson.
Sleepy Ben.
Sleepy Ben.
Sleepy Ben.
Okay, but the thing about Erin O'Toole is that everyone loves him. He's a teddy bear. He's a sweetheart. He's a total patriot. This guy served in the military, in the Air Force. He was, our Minister of Veteran Affairs. He's fantastic. So was Ben Carson.
Really awesome policies, really reasonable. Lots of support too.
Yeah.
Just in the end, that he's not going to win. Or maybe I do. I have a feeling he's not going to win. I have a feeling he doesn't really have what it takes to kind of stand out like a Kevin O'Leary does, or stand out like a Bernier does, or even
if this was a
Leach.
smaller race, I think O'Toole would have a really, really, really good shot, because what he says to the voters is are you done with the frat boy? Come home to daddy. I'm going to take good care of you. That's the message that I get from him. Okay, and then Stephen Blaney. Whoa, who did we...
More French, Scott Walker.
Scott Walker. Because Steve Blaney, he gets what's up. He is a true blue conservative. Our parties are blue here, where yours are red.
Canada makes no sense.
Yeah, he's banned in a cab. I'm down with that. But doesn't really speak a lot of English, or at least not in a way that's palatable. Then again, we did have Jean Chrétien as a prime minister. He's also pro-gun, so we like him, but he's just not a front runner.
Yeah, I didn't find, he didn't have that much of an impact on me when I watched him in the debates. It was just okay, next, right? Sorry, man. Next.
Okay, next we've got Brad Trost.
Now we put him with Rick Santorum, because what was Rick Santorum best known for? Being a social conservative, and that is Trost as well. He will talk about things that are taboo for Canadians. You do not touch the topic of same-sex marriage in Canada, but Trost will, and he will lead the right-wing side of the party from the social conservative end. It's really shocking to see in Canada.
But you know what? He's really popular out west. He definitely does have his own base, just like Santorum had a whole bunch of folks who came out, in droves in both different GOP primaries. Trost just needs the sweater vest.
He's also kind of the butt of a lot of jokes, like Santorum.
Literally the butt of the joke. Okay, all right, Lauren, you gotta take this one away. Maxime Bernier.
So, Maxime Bernier, he is our Rand Paul here in Canada, except he actually has a shot at winning. He focuses a lot on kind of individualism and liberty and freedom, and that's a lot of his talking points. Also decentralizing government, getting rid of crony capitalism. People will call him, to his face, you're our libertarian candidate. He even has a picture on Twitter of him with a kid that has a sign that says carbon taxation is theft.
He also has a meme on Twitter that he posted of choose the red pill or the blue pill. I'd say he's quite based, but
this guy's great. He's personally my favorite candidate out there, because he's Rand Paul with an actual shot at winning and reasonable immigration policy.
He also has a really hot ex-girlfriend who landed him in some hot water. She used to roll with, I believe, the Hells Angels, and he left some classified docs on her desk.
Details.
Oh, I'd say that's a pretty major detail, if you know what I mean.
She was hot. to be fair.
She was really hot. Yeah, okay, so in this country we have 2 official languages, not just one. And Maxime comes from a part of the country that speaks French first, English second. So I think we're omitting a little detail here. Hey, just to let you in on what I'm talking about at home, watch this.
We cannot afford to be complacent. We conservatives have to show to everyone that we have solutions based on a freer economy, on responsibility and fairness. Ultimately, we believe and we support personal responsibility and individual freedom.
Lauren, conservative. I did not know it was 3 words. Eh? Conservative. Eh? The honorable.
You know, minor detail for people who don't know, our French population, big part of elections.
Yeah,
so
you need to be able to speak French to basically address 25% of our population. It's a huge deal here. It's why a lot of really good people don't end up running because they cannot speak en française.
Yeah.
Okay, are we good with that?
We are. Now another Frenchman, Pierre Lemieux.
Oh my God. He's technically from French Ontario. I'd say that he's like Rick Perry for obvious reasons. Very good looking.
Super important.
I actually interviewed Rick Perry once, and it was one of the only times that I was starstruck because you're so pretty talking to the microphone. Okay, no, I'm sorry. I'm actually serious and a professional journalist all the time. That thought never crossed my mind, not even once.
Seriously though, wait, watch this video of Rick Perry. It's important.
Okay, so that's awesome. Pierre Lemieux, a lot of you at home probably have never heard of him if you live in Canada because I don't know why, but he's amazing and you should know about him. He served for 20 years in the Canadian Armed Forces, 10 years under Harper. This guy is based as anything. Yes, he believes in social conservative issues, but it's like in a way where it's like, hey, we live in a democracy. Like, can we just like talk about stuff? Because apparently abortion's legal during all 9 months in this country for any reason. Yeah, true thing. Yeah, so he's amazing and I think that he would look really great at a podium beside Justin Trudeau, and I think that a lot of the people who came out to vote for Justin Trudeau will vote for Pierre Lemieux. I'll tell you what that is. That is the, can I say it? The horny housewife? I'm sorry, but like Kate, like that was a huge amount of people who came out to vote for Justin Trudeau. Those people will vote for Pierre Lemieux. Aside from that, the millennials who've been let down because Justin Trudeau did not legalize marijuana for them, is not giving them electoral reform. Millennials give a damn about free speech. Right now they're bringing in blasphemy laws, essentially blasphemy motions into this country. Pierre Lemieux is like free speech, carrying the flag, all about that guy. Love him, mean it. Don't know if he'll win. Still my guy.
Gotta stomp on your dreams here. I like the way Lemieux presents himself. He did a very good job in the debates.
Yeah.
I don't think he has a shot at winning. I really don't. That's just my opinion. He can keep trying. At least my Frenchman has the top donations.
Okay, we're done shilling now for the moment you've all been waiting for. Drum roll, please. Kevin O'Leary.
Donald.
Psych! He's not our Donald Trump, you guys. Not happening. He's Chris Christie.
He is.
He
is.
How's that red?
Liberal turncoat.
He's a liberal turncoat. He'll take pictures with Obama. He doesn't care. He'll do it. He'll suck up to any liberal. Hell, he was on the public purse at the CBC, this guy. He had his own show there. Our American folks might know him from Shark's Tank or Dragon's Den, whichever one is the American one. He's spoken out against the military. He says that he only likes peacekeeping missions. He's a massive globalist who loves the TPP.
Likes them refugees, hates guns. He was talking about why does anyone need, what was it, assault rifles?
Yeah.
Not a fan of that. But we want to make it clear,
asterisks.
We want to make it clear that we don't like O'Leary. We don't really want O'Leary to win. However, if he does win, he's definitely better than the Liberals in the race.
100%.
We are not going to go never O'Leary, hashtag never O'Leary, and virtue signal against him, you know?
Yeah, no, 100%. I think O'Leary is great for the entire competition because he is not about political correctness. He's forcing people to come out of the woodwork. He's kind of separating the wheat from the chaff. And for that reason, I'm so happy he's in the race. We also should talk about the fact that he's like 5 feet tall.
It's a problem. You know what? We had a prime minister who won because of his hair. That's not a joke.
That's not a joke.
That is not a joke.
That's
if
actually
you
what's
ask
happened.
people on the street why they like Justin Trudeau, at least a third of the answers you're going to get from women specifically are going to be about his hair.
Like, we literally do that for a living, and we can testify
Yeah.
that is a real thing. Okay, so now you know. But wait, who's our Donald Trump?
Who is our Donald Trump?
Where is our Donald Trump?
Well,
Are you out there?
We're looking for you. If you are Donald Trump sitting at home and you are a Canadian Donald Trump, please come out and enter the race. That would be great.
I don't know if Canada's ready for you, though.
Yeah.
I usually say Canada's about one full election cycle behind the U.S., and I think that we need to add a little spice to the vanilla that's going on right now in this country. Too many people watch the state broadcaster. Too many people are just malaise about what is happening in this country. We need to get fiery, and I think, honestly, if a Conservative doesn't win the next time, Justin Trudeau is going to drag our country down so much that we are going to be begging, kicking, and screaming for our own Donald Trump.
That's the thing. It always has to get worse. It always has to get really bad before people start saying, maybe we need a change. Maybe we need to fix things a little bit.
Okay, so what did we learn today, kids? Anyone but
Cheech. Anyone but Cheech.
Anyone but Cheech.
That is literally the only time I will say I'm not voting for.
Never Cheech. Never Cheech,
never
guys.
Cheech.
Get it
Never
trending.
Cheech. No one else is on the hashtag never list but Cheech.
Thanks for joining us today.
Drop out.
Have a good weekend, everyone.
Thanks for watching.
Like what you just saw, well, sometimes Laura and I do serious videos as well. Click below and subscribe to our YouTube channel.